So I actually had no intent of sitting down and filming this particular video today, but as I was sitting down and I was like getting ready to film and I had like a whole bunch of new products I wanted to test out, and I was doing my eye makeup and I'm like, why am I not filming this? And so we are filming. So far today I followed through on none of the things I was going to do today. Instead of filming like a sit down talking to kind of a video, I filmed a sort of getting ready with me-esque video, and I was gonna do like a bronze smoky eye, and I ended up with like a teal liner look. I don't know where it came from, but we're rolling with it. Hello everyone! I'm here today to share with you guys another 5 first impressions video. As I mentioned before, it wasn't something I had planned to film today, but why not? I had some products I wanted to test out and I thought it would be better to kind of like share my thoughts with you guys. If you guys are new to the whole 5 first impressions, essentially, as the name states, I sort of test out 5 different products that I've never tried before. I try and choose ones that are relatively new to market, and we test them out together on screen as I do my makeup, and then I fill you guys in at the end of the day how the products held up, how they felt throughout the day, and would I purchase them again or anything like that, and would I recommend them to you guys. So I hope you guys find this video helpful, and if you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up so I know. And without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so my eyes are already half done because I wasn't planning on filming today, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. So we're gonna go on to the face now, and I'm gonna be testing out the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Skin Booster Hydra Plump Serum. And this is supposed to be applied to your skin before your primer, and it's supposed to plump up your skin. It's supposed to minimize the appearance of fine lines. It's supposed to hydrate your skin and make your makeup stay on and go on a lot smoother. I'd like to point out on the back though, it says this is only supposed to last 6 months. 6 months? This is $41. Better use this every single day for the next 6 months. So it has a little push button thing at the top, which is supposed to, I guess, fill it with stuff, because it's a little dropper thing. Ta-da! This amount that comes out in there, like that. I put that much on my face, maybe a little bit more. There we go. I'm just going to pat that into the skin. So far I have to say it feels a little bit more hydrated. It does feel a little bit sticky, like tacky on the skin, like I can feel it there. So we'll see how it wears with my other makeup on top, and if it just, you know, increases the longevity and just makes my skin look fresher all day. Now we're gonna go on to a new product that is a highlight. Pretty excited about it. This is by Makeup Forever, and it is their Starlit Powder in Iridescent Pearl. This is O2, and I've seen so many beauty YouTubers talk about this product, and as soon as they put it on their face, their entire face like lights up with this insane amount of glow, and I'm like, I want that, thank you. So in taking this out of the package, it almost looks like it has a golden undertone to it. Let's see what this looks like when it's swatched. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah. Alright, this is gonna be super gold. Wasn't expecting that. I don't like this packaging already. Pressed my hand in it, now it's all over my hand. So much powder everywhere. Yep, that is gold highlight, people. That is just crushed up pure gold. I'm just gonna put it on my face. Here goes nothing. But seriously though, Makeup Forever, please fix this packaging because it's really difficult to work with. So I'm gonna start by using my Urban Decay Diffusing Highlighter brush just to start out with, to build sort of a base, and then I'll go in and make it like super blingy after. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what this looks like. Whoa! It feels very gold on the face. I don't think I'm liking the color selection. It is very, very highlighty, but like the color, I don't think so. Alright, having reviewed it in a couple of different lights, I actually like it a lot better now. Like if you want a very glowy look, this is gonna be your jam. But I feel like it's a lot less gold yellow toned in natural light than it is looking right now in sort of my studio lights. But yeah, no, I'm liking it a lot more. I feel a lot better about it. I feel like it's not picking up in my viewfinder how intense this highlight really is, guys. But in like daylight, this stuff is intense. And I'd love to play with this in a couple of different applications. Like I'd love to see this color on the eyes, maybe some different undertones on the cheeks and on the lids, and I just think that'd be really cool and really fun. But this is not for the newbie at the highlight game because it is in powder form, like loose powder form. I find it's a little bit difficult to work with, so just keep that in mind if you're looking to venture out into this one, and also keep in mind that's probably going to be a little bit easier if you're using a much smaller surface area to work with it. Alright, now we're going to go on to mascara, and I actually have 2 different mascaras I want to test out. Actually, technically it's only one mascara and it's one mascara base, but this is a mascara that I've never tried before, so we're doing a double whammy. Hopefully this doesn't make my eyeballs look like really different. So for one eye, I'm just going to go in with the Rimmel Scandalize Reloaded Extreme Volume and Wear mascara, and this is in the shade Extreme Black. And then on the other eye, I'm going to start with a primer, and this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. This is a white primer, and it's supposed to expand the limits of your lashes, coat for visibly thicker lashes, and a smoother application. I don't think I've tried this one before. I hope I haven't tried this one before, that'd be embarrassing. All right, so we're gonna start with the Rimmel mascara on the one eye, and I'm gonna do the bottom lashes too, actually. All right, now we're going to try this primer out. I'm curious if this is gonna help hold the curl all day too, because I always find that issue with my lashes is they tend to droop down before the end of the day. All right, we have the base on, and now we're going to go in with the Rimmel mascara again. All right, so there are the two eyes. Do they look different? I can't tell, hold on. All right, yeah, I can tell a difference. These ones look a little bit longer, they look a little bit blacker, they look a little bit more lifted. Overall, they're just better looking lashes. I like it. It looks like I'm wearing false lashes. This is awesome. I am curious though, if I add a second coat of mascara to this eye, is it gonna make it look similar to this eye? We'll experiment, we'll try it. All right, so there are the lashes with 2 coats of mascara versus the primer and the top coat on top. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do they look different? It's so hard to tell. I'm gonna say they look very, very similar. I feel like these ones look a little bit longer and a little bit more lifted than these ones. So I'm curious if by the end of the day these are gonna fall because they're heavier and the primer will like help keep them up. I don't know, I'll let you guys know. All right, I think I'm going to add a little bit of liner to the tight line to make my lashes look a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna be trying the Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon. This is in Earthquake. I've never tried this one before, but a lot of people say it's really good. So we'll see if this works on the tight line as well. Here we go. It applies really, really nicely, very, very smoothly. You don't want one of those drier ones that it's gonna like tug at that area. It's too close to the eyeball. You can't take any chances with that. I like the color too, very deep, dark brown, which I feel looks, I don't know, it just looks it looks more natural, I want to say, than black. And last thing I'm going to be testing out a product, this is by Sephora. It is their Perfection Mist Nude Glow. This is an illuminating spray that you're supposed to put on after you put on all of your makeup. It has a translucent base and a subtle rose gold micro pearl finish to it. That's just supposed to make you look like dewy and glowy, and you don't need any blending at all after you've applied it. So I think it's sort of like a setting spray, but more on the erring on the side of like glowy and luminous. Okay, so how am I going to use it? Shake well, protect your hair and clothes. Uh-oh, shouldn't have gotten into my nice shirt before I did this. I have my pajama shirt right here, just to protect my nice lace shirt. My hair is whatever. If it's glowy, it's glowy. It's better than the way it is now, I'll tell you that for free. How do I look? Do I look dewy yet? I shouldn't have used the highlight today. I thought this was gonna be like an all over face thing. Maybe I'll just apply it all over the face. We'll see how dewy I get. Do I look super glowy now? Whoa. Yes, I do. You know what though? I'm not mad at it. This is very glowy, but I feel pretty good about it. Just for curiosity's sake, I want to see what this looks like on my hand. You can see it is very much a dewy sheen. I don't see the whole like rose gold thing, but trust that it's there. Rubbing it onto the skin, it does feel a little bit on the oily side. It doesn't feel tacky at all, but just like keep that in mind when you're applying this, that it does have sort of like a film, I guess, on the skin. Which makes sense because you're trying to make your skin look dewy. That's just science, people. All right, so that is the final creation. I kind of like it. I feel good about it. I'm just gonna add a lip product. We're gonna zoom out and then we're gonna chat a little bit of the product. So this is the final look, guys. I think it's very nice and fresh and dewy, and I like the teal liner with it. I think it looks very, just, I don't know, very springy, I guess. And in terms of my first impressions, I feel like there were a lot of really good products. The serum, I didn't like the fact that it felt very tacky on the skin, but it seems to be sitting quite nicely under my makeup. It is sort of keeping my skin feeling very hydrated. It's not looking dry or creasy or anything. The highlight, at first I didn't like it, and then I liked it, and then I didn't like it, and then I liked it. So I really don't know how I feel about it at this point. When I look at it in daylight, it looks good. It's very blingy and bright, but it does have a very strong yellow undertone. Now that can be very flattering on the skin tone. I find that highlights that have a yellow undertone tend to look the most natural, even if they're very, very blingy, because it sort of replicates the way the sun would hit the skin. I also didn't love the fact that it is a loose powder. I find that to be very difficult to work with, especially because it's such a fine powder. So as soon as you tap your brush into it, it just like pow everywhere. So I hope that they end up creating a pressed one or maybe a cream version or something. I think that would be beautiful. And I think I will definitely be going out and buying, there's an ivory one, which is currently sold out, which is probably why I ended up buying the gold one. Like, well, this is close enough. For the eyeliner, I'm feeling really good about this so far. I love the way that it applied to the tight line. It was very rich and creamy. It didn't pull at my eyelids in any way. And I don't think it smudged yet. I mean, it hasn't been that long, but it doesn't really take much time for it to start sliding off of my tight line and just like ending up like right here, which is so attractive. For the mascaras, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I am so particular about mascaras. This is probably on the high end of average for me. I feel pretty good about it. I like the way that it layered. It was much more of a drier formula, so it layers quite nicely. I find with the very wet ones, it's really icky and tacky, and then it like clumps all your lashes together. It's just a disaster. So this was on the better side for me, and I like the way that it's currently looking, so that's great. This was neat. I wasn't expecting that this would turn out as good as it did, but I'm going to see at the end of the day if this is going to hold the curl. If it's just going to end up looking exactly the same way as this eye at the end of the day, well then like what's the point of having this, you know what I'm saying? And then lastly, this little Sephora nude mist glow perfection thing. That made no sense, and I didn't say any of the words in the correct order. Perfection mist nude glow is what I meant to say. Now clearly when I was about to test this out, I didn't read the instructions and see that it was actually just for the cheekbones, and so I shouldn't have also tested out the highlight. That was silly of me. But even in just spraying it all over the face, I really like it. I like a good like dewy complexion, and it looks really pretty. It is very subtle, but it does definitely catch in the light, and not in a greasy way, which is important. There is a distinction. You don't want to look greasy, you want to look glowy. But I will keep you guys posted at the end of the day if this ends up breaking up my makeup in any way or causing it to separate or just looking really greasy or anything like that. But so far, on first impression, I really, really like this, and I will be definitely using this again. So now I'm going to go about my day, and I will check back with you guys at nighttime. Okay guys, it is at the end of the day, so I wanted to give you guys a wrap up, and also for all of you that are wondering why all of a sudden I'm super quiet, it's because Luke's crib is literally on the other side of the store, so I'm trying to be quiet. So first of all, I want to say I was experimenting a little bit more with the highlighter, and oh my gosh, what a difference it makes once you wet a brush with like Fix Plus or water or whatever. It is so incredibly pigmented, really like intense highlight. So if you didn't want to put that on like your highlight, you could totally use it on your lids, or even like a really cool effect on the lips, inner corner. I think there are so many different purposes for this particular highlight that I think is really, really cool. I think I want to get the ivory one and not the gold one, because I see myself using the ivory one more often than the gold one. And also I don't like the packaging at all, which is super irritating because the product itself is beautiful. Every time I want to open it and swatch it, it just like powder flies out everywhere. I'm just like, oh no, my dollars. Now on to the eyeliner, which is still on my tight line, guys. Like, it has not budged at all under the eyes, which is amazing. However, don't mind this smudged eyeliner. Totally forgot I had makeup on today, and it was like rubbing my face. I'm totally sold on the eyeliner. I'll be absolutely using that again, and I'll be buying more colors, probably black and maybe like a dark navy or something like that. Those tend to be the colors I wear most often, but it's a really, really nice eyeliner, and it has held up really well. The mascaras, honestly, I can't really tell a difference by the end of the day. They've both held their curl okay, I want to say. Like, they're not super flat, but they're not as lifted as they were at the beginning of the day. There's a tiny bit of flaking under the eyes, but that could also be because I did like wipe my face while I was like sitting there and editing the footage. So, you know, the primer didn't really seem to do anything that layering another layer of mascara wouldn't be able to accomplish, so I don't see much point to that. I will still probably play around with it to see if maybe it's really good for just length or something like that. But I don't really see a difference in this particular scenario. Now, in terms of the serum, I don't know what exactly I was looking for. Like, it's hard to tell, like, does my skin look plumper? I don't know. I don't like how it feels very tacky when you're first applying it, though I guess it's a good thing because then you're going to be putting a primer on top and you want it to sort of adhere to that. I did notice that my smile lines seem to look a little bit less noticeable throughout the day. So I mean, there's that. So I will absolutely be using it again, and I do want to try it mixed in with another, like a foundation, just to see if I can do something with that. And then for the Sephora spray stuff on the face, this is how I sprayed it on my face apparently. I really liked the way that it looked on my skin all day. Like, I think that it added this very, very subtle but natural looking glow to my skin, and it didn't feel oily or greasy. I would say that it did not add any longevity to my makeup because this NYX foundation, like, I really like it on first application, and I always think I'm like, maybe this time it'll be different, but it always ends up just, it completely fades by the end of the day. It just has no staying power for me, and I don't know why, but it did make my skin look really, really nice and fresh and dewy, and that's also obviously due to the giant amount of highlight I had on my skin. But overall, I will absolutely be using that one again. I think it's really nice and really fresh, and I'm curious to see how it looks with like a no makeup look, and like during the summer I think it'll be really nice. And that is a wrap for the end of the day, and now I'm gonna go get ready for bed. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go make cookies. And that's everything for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more of these 5 first impressions videos, and if you have any requests for particular products you want me to do like an first impressions on, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful week so far, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you, girls. Mwah.